Photoshop for design. Photoshop for design. Typekit is now called Adobe Fonts and is included with Creative Cloud and other subscription. And learn more about try Photoshop CC and buy Photoshop CC and what's new in Photoshop and Photoshop Learn and Support and Photoshop Help. So what about jumpstart your project? If you'd like to jumpstart your project, what should you do? While creating a document in Photoshop, instead of beginning with a blank canvas, you can choose from a wide variety of templates from Adobe Stock. And templates include stock assets and illustrations that you can build on to complete your project. And in addition to templates, you can also create a document by selecting one of the numerous presets available in Photoshop, or create your custom sizes, and you can also save your own presets for reuse. And Creative Cloud libraries, and powered by Adobe Creative Sans technology, Creative Cloud libraries make your favorite assets available to you anywhere and anytime, and on any device, by the way. And share and cooperate on libraries with anyone who has a Creative Cloud account. And while adding collaborators to a library, choose what level of permissions you want to give them, and you can also create libraries that others can follow to receive updates to them. So what about SVG? SVG fonts. In Photoshop supports SVG fonts, including emoji fonts, and you can composite several emoji SVG font characters to create new glyphs. For example, you can create the flags of countries, or change the skin color of single person default characters. And what about work with Adobe Experience Design? If you'd like to work with Adobe Experience Design, bring your Photoshop CC assets directly into Adobe XD, and is a new all-in-one tool for designing and prototyping user experiences for websites and mobile applications. So what about artboards? Artboards in web screen and application design, ideal for responsive and multi-screen design. Artboards and let you create multiple layouts in different sizes and lay them out within a single document and see them all at once. And you can export artboards individually, by the way, or several at a time. And you can now duplicate a layer or layer group into other artboards quickly, change artboard backgrounds, and view artboards with transparent backgrounds, like this screenshot now. And so what about new export options? New export options export artboards and layers and layer groups or Photoshop documents as JPG or GIF, GIF, and PNG and PNG8 or SVG image assets, and use quick export commands to generate assets in commonly used image assets with a single click, and embed color profiles into PNG or JPG files, and customize or export setting per your requirements in preferences. So what about selection and masking space? Selection and masking space. You can creating accurate selections and masks in Photoshop is now quicker and easier than ever before, and a dedicated new workspace now helps you make precise selections and masks, and use tools like Refine, Edge Brush to cleanly separate foreground and background elements, and do much more. And so what about Match Font? Match Font takes the guesswork out of identifying certain fonts and let Photoshop CC do the hard work for you. And thanks to the magic of intelligent imaging analysis and using just a picture of a Latin font. And Photoshop CC, by the way, can use machine learning to detect which font it's and match it to licensed fonts on your computer or on typekit, suggesting similar fonts. What about Adobe Stock integration? Adobe Stock integration. Adobe Stock integration while working with assets on the Photoshop Stock on the Adobe Stock. On the Adobe Stock website, you can now open your chosen asset in Photoshop from directly within the website, and you can also add watermarked previews or licensed stock images to any of your libraries. And then in Photoshop, you can use the stock images in your documents as library linked assets. And the new filtered search of the Adobe Stock site and your library assets make finding the assets you need a breeze. And also licensed Adobe Stock assets are badged for easy identification. Video assets now have linked previews. And Photoshop everywhere. Photoshop everywhere mobile applications like Photoshop Max and Photoshop Sketch and Adobe Comp CC and Adobe Capture CC extend the power of Photoshop to your devices, and so you can create powerful designs at your desk or on the go. And try something new. For example, use Capture CC on your mobile device to turn any image into a pattern and save it to a Creative Cloud library, and then use it as a pattern or pattern fill in your Photoshop projects. So what about faster everyday tasks? Faster everyday tasks, Photoshop CC, by the way, now opens documents faster and delivers great responsiveness, and content aware feel is now up to 3x faster with even better results. And the font menu loads up the list of fonts up to 4x faster. What about multiple layer style? Multiple layer styles easily add up to 10 instances of select layer style, including drop shadow, and gradient overlay, and color overlay, and inner shadow and stroke, and to a layer or layer group, and re-edit any style at any time. And no more restrizing effects or stacking in different layer groups. So what about work with glyphs? Use the new glyphs panel. Use the new glyphs panel to work efficiently with glyphs and browse all the available glyphs in a font, and view alternatives for currently selected glyphs, and access commonly used glyphs, and see and insert your most recently used glyphs, and sort glyphs for faster browsing, and apply alternate glyphs for specific characters directly using a new in context menu. And however, a glyph to see detail such as its glyph ID and Unicode value and Uniname etc. So what about content aware crop? Photoshop CC, by the way, now uses content aware technology to intelligent fill in the gaps, and when you see the crop tool for rotating or stretching an image or expanding your canvas beyond the image original size. Find fonts faster. How to find fonts faster? Quickly find the font you need by starring individual font as favorites, and narrow down your search by filtering fonts by classification like serif or sans serif, and or by visual similarity, and search among fonts installed on your computer or synchronized fonts from typekit. Import and export SVG files. How to import and export SVG files? Open and place native SVG files, and which you can rescale for any size device or any resolution. And in your Photoshop designs, just double click the object to edit it in Adobe Illustrator and export SVG image assets using the new export experience. So what about device preview? Device preview get real-time previews of your designs on multiple iOS devices with the new device preview feature and the Adobe Preview CC mobile applications for documents with artboards. Device preview shows you the correct artboard by matching the size and the position of the artboard with that of the connected device. And what about Adobe Portfolio? Adobe Portfolio. Use Adobe Portfolio to quickly and easily create a beautiful portfolio site and show off your Photoshop images. And now, when you use Portfolio, you can create custom landing and contact pages to better connect with viewers. So try it now.